morning, everybody. I'm Heather Brown in for Jason today. This is CBSN, Minnesota's Daybreaker. You might remember it as the 7:34. So go ahead, grab that coffee, grab that tea. Let's get you up to speed on the news and the weather. It is going to be a chilly one today. We have a high of 48, but don't let that fool you. The winds will make it feel a whole lot cooler today, into the lower 40s, and we have a cold week ahead. October in Minnesota, friends. The WCCO Weather Watcher, though, is purple today for Glad's Spirit Day. That's a campaign that's a stand against bullying and in support of LGBTQ youth. Now, you can show support today by wearing purple. Just share a pic using the hashtag Spirit Day. Let's get right to this because a lot of kiddos are home today. It's the start of a long weekend. For many families, it's that traditional MEA break. Finally something normal in a time that is very not normal. So we want to know what you're going to be doing this weekend. Maybe you're looking for a place to take the kiddos inside because it is going to be chilly in there. So why not take a trip back in time? The Minnesota History Center, it just reopened. They were out for a really long time, but on October 1, they opened up their doors again. They have this cool exhibit on First Ave. They actually extended that exhibit. They also have a really neat one. Every Minnesotan should go here. It's called Our Home, History of the State, History of Native Americans in Minnesota. So that is one indoor option there, but we want to know what you are going to do. Maybe you're going to bundle up. You're going to head outside. Are you going on a plane ride? I don't know. I'd love to hear it. We'd love to know what you think. If you're watching on Facebook here, leave a comment right here. We're going to read through a couple of those in just a moment. Today, a judge could decide on several key motions in the George Floyd case. A court hearing is set for 12:30 this afternoon. Now, last month, Judge Peter Cahill heard arguments over whether the jury should be anonymous, where to hold the trial, and if all four officers charged in George Floyd's death should be tried together. The judge said at that hearing that he does hope to make most of those decisions by today. The officers involved in Floyd's death are not required to be at today's hearing, but they can attend if they'd like to. All four of them now out of custody. The trial is set for March. Some big news coming out of the state capitol this morning. The Minnesota House finally passed a nearly $2 billion bonding bill late last night. Passed 100 to 34. Now, this comes after 5 failed times earlier this year, so apparently 6th time is a charm. The $1.8 billion meant is to cover roads and transportation projects, as well as improvements to public facilities. That bill will now head to the Senate, where it is expected to pass today. It is 19 days, just 19 days into the election, and the second debate between President Trump and Joe Biden. You maybe remember it was supposed to be tonight, but as most of you know, that one was canceled. This came after the president tested positive for COVID-19. He then refused to debate Joe Biden virtually. Both candidates instead now will be holding separate competing town hall events on television tonight. Later on today, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, will be in Minnesota. They're going to make stops in Minneapolis and in St. Paul. They're also going to head to Rochester. This is Jill Biden's second visit here this month. Minnesota has reported more COVID-19 deaths than we have seen in months. The health department said that more than 1,200 more Minnesotans have tested positive. Another 29 people have died. There has not been a higher single-day death total since June. And in Wisconsin, new cases more than doubled Minnesota's yesterday. 28 people there died. Some businesses in Wisconsin are also changing gears again, creating a little confusion over there. Judge blocked a state order on capacity restrictions in bars and restaurants. It was set at 25% capacity, but then that order was only in place for 6 days because the Tavern League of Wisconsin filed a lawsuit. The judge upheld the lawsuit. So now business owners are wondering what's going on. We talked with one who just says she wants some consistency.
Now, we spent all last week getting things set up so we could operate and trying to increase capacity and seating outside to utilize that. And it just changes. There's not a lot of clear direction, and it's turned into a political argument rather than a health issue.
We're going to have to wait a couple more days. A hearing over that lawsuit is scheduled for Monday. People in Waseca are preparing to welcome home Officer Eric Mattson. He's been in rehab in Nebraska ever since he was shot on duty. That was back in January. And now he's returning home to Minnesota to continue his recovery. The Waseca Police Department invites people to help Officer Mattson come home, welcome him home on Monday. At noon, first responders will escort Mattson home by driving down State Street, Highway 13 there. People are invited to line the sidewalks from the high school to the public safety building. They are urged to follow social distancing guidelines. Here's a cool story. A Minnesota couple made a unique discovery while exploring a remote shore near the Apostle Islands. They found a red, white, and blue wooden boat as it washed ashore. Look at those pretty trees there. On the bottom of that wooden boat was a message, and it said, "I am traveling to the ocean. Please put me back in the water." You can see right there. Room 116, room 118. Turns out that the boat had been launched by an elementary school class back in 1993. It's not the first time that the boat has been found, and we're sure it will not be the last time. The couple relaunched the boat, of course, so it can continue on its 27-year voyage. Oh, as we mentioned, it's going to be a cold, windy one today, so maybe a trip to Hawaii sounds nice. Starting today, you'll get your chance. The state will allow tourists to skip the mandatory 14-day quarantine period. That is if they test negative for COVID-19. Visitors will still have to follow strict COVID rules, mask mandates, temperature checks, contact tracing. They also have to have proof of a negative COVID test within 72 hours of their departure. All right, to parents and kiddos who are all at home today, we're going to get to today's talker. Let's bring in WCCO's digital guy, Eric, on. Eric, what are people doing for MEA break?
Well, first, Joseph says top of the morning to you, Heather.
Ah, top of the morning, Joseph. It's nice
the rest
to hear
of the day
from
to
you.
Wendy says we're going to stay home and watch movies on Disney+.
Great idea. It's a perfect day to snuggle up in a blanket. Oh, tell us what you're going to watch,
Hamilton,
too.
probably,
Yeah.
right? That's the only thing that I know that's on there. Dana
Mulan.
says, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Dana says playing with rocks in my backyard, making a rock garden.
Oh, that's a good one for today. Dana's just going to have to put on the parka, probably.
Mike says raking leaves before the snow comes, except for the wind's going to blow them all over.
Mike, so we raked up all the leaves on Sunday, and then Monday morning after that Sunday night win, it was like it never happened. So best of luck to you, Mike, and best of luck to all the parents and kiddos out there.
Annette says working on Christmas gifts. And Becca says our wedding anniversary is this weekend, so we are having a date night.
Oh, that's great. And congratulations on your anniversary. And Annette, way to go already on the Christmas gifts. Props to you. I wish I was that prepared. Thanks so much, everybody. And top of the morning to you all. That's your Daybreaker from CBSN Minnesota, your only local streaming news source. You can find us on any of your devices. Just download that CBS News app. Go to WCCO.com. Until then, have a great day.